Today is a very important class, guys. Today we are going to learn data modeling. There are so many questions asked in an ETL testing interview. What is fact table, dimension table, and related questions. Today we are going to learn a very important and very important topic called as data modeling. So data modeling means is a data warehouse is made. Now in data warehouse, how the model will be set up. Suppose it is a database. Then there is something called as ER diagram, entity relationship diagram. So entity relationship diagram means what, guys? There is a one-to-one mapping between the tables. There is one to many. There is many to many. Now that means one table is connected to one table and one table is connected to many table. Many table is connected to many table. This is in a normal database. The modeling is done. But in a data warehouse, there's a separate way to join the tables and load the data. There are only two kinds of table. One is fact table and next is dimension table. So many times people are asking question, what is fact table, dimension table, which we are going to learn neatly here. So first of all, now if the question will be asked is like which model you have worked, okay, and what is the difference between dimension and fact table. So all fact and dimension tables are denormalized. How many tables are designed by data modeler or data architect? So who prepares the data model? Okay, so this is a very important question, guys. Sometimes they're asking who prepares the data model. Is this the ATL test engineer is preparing? No, it's prepared by the data modeler or data architect. Okay, then they will ask which are the fact table, dimension table in your particular project. All those things we have to learn, guys. And I'm giving you the recording. So this kind of questions is asked. Who is preparing the data model? They have to tell what data modeler or data architect. Then the question is asked. Okay, which is the model you are following? That we will learn star schema, snowflake schema, galaxy schema, and then which are the fact table, dimension table. What is the difference between them? All those things we will consider. First thing we are going to learn is the fact table, which is also called as transaction table. A fact table is the primary table in a dimension model. Okay, it's one. Generally, in a star schema and snowflake schema, it's only one. Okay, it's the main table, fact table. Now, what happens in fact table? First of all, fact table is the main table in a dimension model. Okay, then fact table consists of what? It consists of measurements, also called as measures, also called as facts. So always remember, fact table consists of facts or measures or measurement. And it is also having what? Foreign key to the dimension table. These 2 points I have mentioned first only. So always remember that fact table always consists of fact or measures, and it also consists of foreign key, which will be used to join with the dimension table. So some of the books is clearly written. It consists of key column and fact values. Key column is the foreign key column, which is used to join to the dimension table. That is the fact table. Fact table consists of fact values. Fact table consists of key column, which will be joined to the dimension table. This is the definition of fact table. Next, dimension table. This is again a very important topic. Dimension table, also called as what, guys? Master table. Also called as what? Parent table. Okay. This is also called as what? Parent table in data warehousing. Now, what happens, guys, is now when we go to dimension table, guys, we have to understand that what a dimensional table consists of. First of all, a dimension table consists of dimensions of fact. Dimension means what? Description of fact table. Suppose a fact table is having the sale value. Suppose a sale is happening for a particular product 1000. Now this 1000 value will be in the fact table. Now this sale is happening for which product? Suppose for a jeans. Okay. And it is happening for which location? Suppose it is happening for Bangalore. Okay, so this kind of, and for which date? So these are suppose of these jeans were sold on 2nd of January 2022. So these kind of descriptive values will be in dimension table. Only fact values, that is numeric values, will be measure value will be in the fact table. Now the next point I've written is that they are joined to the fact table via foreign key. Okay, so this will consist the primary key. Dimension table will consist the primary key, and fact table will consist the foreign key, which via which it is joined. So dimension tables are denormalized table, guys. Denormalized always fact or dimension. Both are what? Denormalized. What is denormalized means? Dimension means? What is denormalization, guys? Anyone remember? Anu, do you remember? Rakesh, what is denormalization? Anyone, guys?
Data is not in proper way, so like
Yes,
when
adding the data from multiple database into a bigger table, adding the data from small tables into a bigger table, that is nothing but denormalization. Just the opposite of normalization. Normalization is splitting of larger table into smaller table, and denormalization is joining of a small table to form a bigger table, that is called as denormalization. So dimension table or fact table is always a denormalized table, guys, because it's from multiple tables, the data is getting accumulated, integrated in a bigger table. So the dimension attributes are various column in a dimension table. Dimension offers descriptive characteristics of fact with the help of other attribute. I already told you that in a fact table, suppose there's a fact table. Now in the fact table, what will happen is there is something called a sales column. Now sales is for 1000. Okay. Now 1000 is what? Now suppose it is having a key column. Okay. Suppose key value is 1. Now, fine. Now, we are not getting any description. This is just a cell. But if you go to a dimension table, what will happen is it will have the descriptive value that this is the product. Product is what? Jeans. Then this product is sold for what? For the supposed location. Location is nothing but your suppose Bangalore. Now, next is what, guys? Date. The date at which it has been sold. Suppose 1st of Jan 2022. And then it will have the key column, which will be used to join with the fact table. This is the parent table. And this is the descriptive values in the dimension table, only numeric values in the fact table. Fine, guys. Now the dimension attributes are the various columns in the dimension table, which will describe the fact table. Next, no set limit set for a given number of dimensions. There is no number of sets that this many dimension table should be there, or this many. There is no limit given for the number of dimension. There can be any number of dimension table. There is no set limit given for the number of dimension. Next, dimension table can also contain one or two more hierarchical relationship, which we will learn in the snowflake schema. As of now, fact table consists of measures or fact, and foreign key table. Dimension table consists of description of that fact. They are joined to the fact table via foreign key. This is the parent table. This will be loaded first. It will have the primary key, and then next is the thing we will go in more detail. This is on a high level. I've told you it consists of fact measures, it consists of key column, it's called descriptive values. It is a parent table. First dimension table is loaded. It is having primary key. Here it is foreign key. These two are joined. Now we'll go to much more detail of this fact and dimension table. Now, what is the difference in fact and dimension table? So, fact table definition, measurement, metrics, or fact about a business process. So, fact table consists of metrics or fact or measurement. Dimension table, companion table to the fact table, consists of descriptive attributes to be used for query constraining. So, the dimension table consists of what, guys? Descriptive attributes to be used to query constraining. That means what? It will be having the descriptive value, and we will write the queries to join to the fact table. That we will learn again later. Next is characteristics. So characteristics is, guys, the fact table is in a star schema or snowflake schema is always one, is always in the center. And dimension table is connected to the fact table and located at the edges of the star schema or snowflake schema. It is always in the edges of the star schema or snowflake schema, but fact table is always 1. It's always in the center. Dimension table is in the edges in the star schema or snowflake schema. Next is the uh, design is what? Defined by the grain or its most atomic value. The lowest level of value defines a fact table, that is called as a grain value or atomic value. Should be worded, should be descriptive, should be complete and quality assured. So lowest number of value, that is the grain value, defines a particular fact table. What is the lowest value in that? And here it should be descriptive value and all there in the dimension table. Fact table is measurable event for which dimension table data is collected and is used to analyze reporting. Okay, fact table consists of mainly measures, so which will be used for the analyzing purpose. But here the reference about this fact table. Type of data, fact table should contain information like sales against a set of dimension, product and date. In dimension table, attributes like product dimension can be product ID, product category, etc. This is foreign key in the fact table. In dimension table, it's always a primary key column that uniquely identifies the dimension. So now the storage helps to store report level and filter down values. Here, load detailed atomic data into dimension structure. Next is, guys, the hierarchy. If I take, so does not contain hierarchy, it can contain the hierarchy. That's all is the differences, guys. So you have to always remember here the fact values, here dimension value in the center, in the edges, and defined by grain, defined by description. Factor, fact is a measurable event for which dimension data is collected and is used for analysis and reporting. Fact is always a measurable event, but collection of references is always a referential values in dimension table. Fact table could contain information like sales, dimension table like product description and product category, location, date. This is foreign key, this is primary key. And then, guys, you have to remember that it does not contain any hierarchy, it can contain hierarchy. This is the overall difference between fact and a dimension table. Now we'll go and see some more ways to understand fact and dimension table. So fact table consists of measures, numeric values, okay? The dimension consists of textual values. Here there is a fact table, there is less column. In dimension table, there are more column. In fact table, there are more rows. Here it is in less rows. The fact table is a vertical since because it is having the more number of rows. Generally, it is vertical, and dimension table is horizontal because having the more number of columns. Here, fact table, primary key is a combination of foreign key from dimension table. Primary key is surrogate key. So in dimension table is straightforward, there is a primary key, but here if we want to get a primary key, then we have to combine it with the foreign key to make a primary key in fact table. So this is loaded first, this is loaded second, this is parent table, master table, and this is loaded second. Now, guys, next thing comes is that suppose someone asks, find out the sales amount by state name. Find out the sales by country and area. Find out the sales for sales wise. Okay, this kind of questions if they ask, find out the sale amount. There's a fact table by state name. Find out the sales by country and state. Find the salesperson wise. All these things we will discuss. But before that, we also need to know there's a type of dimension table, type of fact table. Let us understand, guys, what are the types of dimension table and types of fact table. So there is something called as conformed dimension. There's something called as degenerated dimension. There's something called as junk dimension. So conformed dimension is a dimension that has exactly the same meaning and content where when being referred from different fact tables. So the conformed or dimension, one like a date, like date dimension, will be having the same meaning across all the fact table. That is called as conformed dimension. Okay, like time dimension. The time will be same for every fact table, which has same meaning to every fact table. But then what is degenerated dimension is a dimension key in the fact table that does not have its own dimension table. So now degenerated dimension is a dimension key in the fact table. That means first of all, degenerated dimension is not in the dimension table. It is where in the fact table, and it does not have its own dimension table. So it's a key column which is present in the fact table and it does not have it in the dimension table. Like degenerated dimension, like order number, invoice number, purchase number. This is the example of degenerated dimension. Sometimes they ask the example of degenerated dimension. Example is very clear, guys. Suppose order number. Now order numbers are in the fact table. So it is also a description, right? These are the order numbers, but it is not in the dimension table, but it is in the fact table. So this is what degenerated dimension. That means this dimension column, this column is in the fact table, but it does not have its own dimension table. The invoice number, purchase number, all these things are in the fact table, but is not present in the dimension table. So that is called as degenerated dimension. There is something called as junk dimension. The junk dimension is a collection of random transaction code flags and text attributes that are unrelated to any particular dimension. That means any random collection of code values or text and all, that is called as junk dimension. Example, say suppose the payment mode is cash or credit. So this kind of random transaction, it is cash or credit or cash or credit. So this type of things is present in the dimension table, that is called as junk dimension. It's a collection of random transaction. Whenever there is a random transaction code flags or text values, that is called as junk dimension. Three kinds of dimension: confirmed dimension, which is having same meaning to every fact table; degenerated dimension, it does not have dimension in the dimension table and it is present in the fact table, like invoice number; junk dimension, collection of random transaction, and like your payment mode is cash or credit. Now let us see these things in more detail so that we get some more understanding. Confirmed dimension. Now let me just increase this size. Are you able to see this diagram? Yes or no, guys? Tell me yes or no. Rakesh, are you able to see the diagram?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes.
guys, if you see this diagram, this is a fact table. This is a fact table. These are the dimension table. Fact table is in the center. Okay. Dimension tables are always in edges. So now we have to learn what is a confirmed dimension. Okay. So here, if you see, a dimension table is used more than one fact table is a confirmed dimension. So if there is a dimension which is used in more than one fact table, it is called as what? Confirmed dimension. Suppose if you see this date column, so date column is used in, one second, guys. Today my health is not good. One second, guys. Yeah, if you see this date column is used in this time dimension also. And this date column can be used in the retailer also. This date column can be used in this area also. This date column can be used in this product also. So these kind of dimension, guys, this date column will become a confirmed dimension. Why, guys? Because this is used in more than one dimension table and it has the same meaning in all the dimension. Whenever there is a dimension which can be used in more than one fact table, that becomes a dimension that is nothing but a confirmed dimension. Confirmed dimension, not confirmed, confirmed dimension. Fine. So confirmed dimension, okay. So this is, guys, very, very important. Confirmed dimension, okay. Confirmed dimension, what happens is that if a dimension can be used in more than one fact table, that is nothing but your confirmed dimension. Fine, guys. Next is, guys, is the we will learn is the junk dimension. One second, guys. My health is not good. Give me just 1 second, guys. Yeah, guys. So I was telling confirmed dimension. Yes. So confirmed dimension is a dimension which has the same meaning across all the fact table. Fine, guys. Next is the junk dimension. So junk dimension, I told you there's some random transactions, guys. That is called as a junk dimension, like your invoice number. Okay. So this is a fact table. This is the dimension table, like dimension, order type, dimension, order status, dimension, order payment, dimension, order category. Okay. This is a fact table, fact order. Suppose customer key is there, order key is there, location key is there, quantity and sale amount is there. These are the fact value. These are the key columns which will be joined to the dimension table. Now, If you see guys here, what is happening in the junk dimension is that there are some junk dimension means what guys? These are the junk data. Junk data means what guys? There is some random transaction happening. Okay, that kind of values are stored in the dimension table. That is called as what guys? Is called as junk dimension. Like your like you can take like order key info, order type, order status, order payment type, order category. These kind of random transaction. Suppose the order status is a pass, fail, or invalid. This is a random transaction flag kind of values that is called as junk dimension. It provides a recognizable location for related code indicator, and their descriptors in a dimensional framework. Avoids the certain multiple dimension table with which we reduce the costly joins and get better performance on querying. So advantage is nothing that it provides a location for related codes, that is a separate table, okay? And a multiple dimension table we don't create, we'll create one table, okay, which is having all the junk values, and we'll keep it into a one table. Like your dim order info. Now here see, here there is something called as order type description. There's something on again here it is a order status description, order payment type description, order category description. So there are four dimension tables, right? Instead of all these four tables, we have kept everything in one table that is called as junk dimension. Only the junk values are there, like order info key, order type, order status, order payment type, order category. Whenever you explain junk dimension, remember two things. One is what? Indicator should be there, and code flags and indicators like order type, order status, order payment category, order category. All these are nothing but your junk values. Whenever there's a junk value, guys, it will be stored in a junk table that is called as what? Junk dimension. Next is role playing dimension is not used, but um, this is never used role playing dimension. So leave this role playing dimension. This is actually what happens here is the same dimension plays different roles, but it is never used. Okay, suppose this is a dimension, a date dimension. Okay, now it has some meaning to this particular fact table, and it has some meaning, a different meaning to this particular dimension table. So I mean this particular dimension, if it is having the different meaning to different fact tables, that is called as role playing dimension, but it's never used, generally never used, guys. Like your order location can be in one place, delivery location, and can be different. Suppose order location, so order location we'll consider what, guys? In one place we can consider as the delivery location, on one we can consider as what, guys? Receiving location. So that is the same dimension is having different meaning. That is why its name is role playing dimension. Like a role is played by an actor, okay, he can play a role of a actor, he can play a role of a villain, like that. Order location can be a delivery location, can be a recipient location. So that is what is the role playing dimension, the same dimension acting in different roles, but is very rarely used. Next is, guys, degenerated dimension. As I told you, degenerated dimension will not have its own dimension, and its dimension will be present in the fact table. Okay, like this invoice line number. So if you see this invoice line number, it is present in the fact table, and it's not present in any of this dimension table. It is only present in the yeah, fact table. So it is a dimension, but it does not have its own dimension in the dimension table, like your invoice number and all. That is called as, guys, degenerated dimension. Two kinds of schemas, guys. Always remember. Every time they will ask you, and in any project you work in your real time also, there are two kinds of schemas. They will ask you which model you have worked and which is the schema you want. No. So what you have to tell is, first is this star schema. Star schema, what will happen? There is only one fact table, that too in the center, and the dimension tables are in edges. Okay, fact table in the center, one dimension table will be in the edges, which will be joined. This is called a star schema. Suppose fact table is the revenue table, and it is having what? Units sold and revenue. These are the numeric values, and these are the key columns. This will be joined. Suppose dealer ID, model ID, branch ID, date ID. These are the key columns which will be joined to this dimension table. Suppose dimension 1, dimension 2, dimension 3, dimension 4. This is a product dimension, this is a date dimension, this is a dealer dimension, this is a branch dim dimension. So what will happen is, suppose this branch ID will be joined to this branch ID. Next, in the product table, how it will be joined? Which is the joining column from here to here? Can you just think? So there will be a column called as what, guys? Model ID. So now this model ID will be joined to model ID. Now in this date dimension, there is a something called as date ID will be joined to this date ID. Here, what is the column called as, guys? Excuse me. Here again, there's a dealer dimension. Now it will again have its dealer ID, which will be used to join to this dimension. So there's only one fact table, and there's a multiple dimension table. Fact table in the center, dimension table in the edges. This is joined. That is called as star schema. So uh, now let us just see this particular diagram. If you have understood fact table, guys. So let me just show this diagram to you to make it more clear. One second. Hmm. So this is a fact table, guys. These are the dimension tables. Okay. Now, fact table, what will happen is that it is having this columns, guys. So now my question to you all will be to identify which are the key columns and which are the measures or fact in this. Okay. So starting with Nikhil, this is a fact table, which is a order table. Can you tell me which are the measures column in this? Are you there,
Yes,
Nikhil?
yes, sir.
So which are the measures in this? Which columns are measures in this?
Sir, order quantity.
And order amount. So these are the
Uh,
measures or fact values in this. Order quantity or order.
order amount.
So now this is a dimension table. What is its name? Product. This is a dimension table. Its name is state. This is a dimension table. Its name is salesperson. This is a dimension table whose name is customer. So now Anu, give me the answer. If I want to join this dimension table, that is product dimension, to this dimension to this fact table, that is nothing but your order. So which is the column primary key and which is the foreign key column, which will be joined? Can you just tell me? Anu, are you there? Rakesh, can you just give this answer? Suppose this is a dimension table. This is a fact table. I want to join this product table, that is the this dimension table to this fact table. So which is the primary key and which is the foreign key? Can you give me the answer, Rakesh?
Customer ID is the form.
Yeah, which is the primary key column here?
Product ID.
Okay, and which is the foreign key column here? Product ID.
Product ID.
Yes. So these two columns will be taken to join this dimension and fact table. Yes or no, guys? Yes. So now tell me this. This is the state dimension. This is the order. This is fact table. Now I want to join here. Which will be the primary key? Which will be the foreign key? Can someone tell me which will be the primary key?
State ID.
State ID. And which is the foreign key here? State ID. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. And in this table, can you just tell me?
Salesperson ID. This
Primary key.
primary key.
And then again, salesperson ID will be foreign key.
Foreign key.
Similarly, here, what will have a customer ID will be primary key and customer ID will be here. I have not written, it will be a foreign key.
Okay.
Fine. So what is this state name? What do you understand by the state name? Rakesh, Nikhil, what is the state name? This is the descriptive value. Are you
Yes,
understanding?
sir. This
This is giving the description, right? This order amount or this order quantity is sold in which particular state. Okay, this is describing this particular fact. That is what we are learning, fact and dimension table. So suppose order amount is 1000, order quantity is 1. So which state it has been sold? This is descriptive value, guys. This is numeric values, measure value. Are you getting some clarity? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, yes.
This is the product name. So which particular product, this particular amount we are getting for which quantity, for which particular customer, which particular salesperson. So the question will be asked, can you tell me which is the fact and dimension table in your project? So what you can tell, order was the fact table, or you can tell sales was a fact table. Sale amount was the no, fact column. And then sale quantity was a fact column, or you can tell order is a fact table, order amount, order quantity is the fact value. These are the key columns, key, these are called as key columns. These are joined to the dimension table. There are 4 dimension table: product dimension table, state dimension table, customer dimension table, salesperson dimension table, and these are joined to all these particular dimensions. And then this is my project. This is the fact table, these are the dimension table, these are the fact columns, these are the dimension column which is describing this fact. My schema is what? Star schema. So we have understood, guys, all these things. Tell me the query. Find out the sale amount by state name. Sale amount by state name. My question to you is to get the sale amount by state name. What will be the query?
sir, select sale amount.
Wait. 1 second. Yeah. Wait. Let me just open the notepad. First of all, we'll write down the question. What is the question? Sale amount per state. So now to write the query, first tell me how can I get the sale amount? Can you just tell me which function I will use? Guys,
This is a total aggregate function.
which aggregate function?
I think total quantity.
So total
Or
will be used using which function? Sum.
max. Sum.
Using
Sorry.
sum. Sum of what?
Sale ID.
Sum of what, guys? Can you just help me in writing the query? What
Yes,
sum
sir.
of what?
Select sum of sale ID, whichever you want to find.
Wait, hold on. Sale ID is a key column. It is not having any value. Do you understand what is key column and which is a value column?
Yeah, yes.
These columns are used to join to dimension table. If you take sum of sale ID, what will happen? Where is sale ID? Sum of what, guys? Sum of
order amount.
I want.
Amount.
Then what will be the query?
Order
Sum of
amount.
order amount. Correct. Excellent. Now, next is what? Next, guys, per sale amount per state. Okay, not a statement, per state. State means what? Which by which we need to group it, guys? Can you just tell me? Via the state name. Via the state name. Yes or no, guys? Yes. Per state means what? Via this per state, what is the cell? So suppose I write this order amount. This is a fact table. I've written F. Then I have to give a comma. What I have to write? Can you just tell me? D dot what? State underscore name. From which table? Everyone tell me from which table?
Customer name.
Guys, are you understanding
From
this?
order.
This is the fact table whose name is order. We are joining with this dimension table whose name is state. From which table? Tell me now.
From order.
Order. And what I will write? F is an alias name. Now I will join it to which table?
Customer.
Customer table. How you will join to customer table? You want the sale amount per state.
So
Per
for state.
Then how you will join to customer? Join to which table?
State.
State. Okay. This is dimension table. Okay. I have written D. On what is the joining condition? How these two tables can be joined? Tell me. How these two tables can be joined? Tell me the joining condition. On F
Order,
dot
on F dot order.
No, these two tables,
Sorry,
how it join? Which is the primary key, which is the foreign key here? These two tables, tell me, which is the joining condition? Annu, can you help me? Which is the joining condition here?
F dot
Order
order
amount.
amount.
Guys, do you understand which is the primary key here? Which is the primary key here?
State ID.
Which is the foreign key here?
State ID.
Then
State
which
ID.
is the, how we will join that?
Okay.
F dot
State ID. F dot state ID.
state ID equals to what? D dot,
Customer ID. D dot customer ID.
no, how wide customer ID? Where from customer ID is coming? We are not joining to this table. I'm joining to this table. Are you understanding, guys? This table is getting joined to this table. State ID of this primary key will be joined to state ID of this foreign key. D dot, tell me. State
D dot state.
ID. Yes or no, guys? Now this is joined, okay? We have got the sum of the order amount and then comma by state name from this from order table and state table. We have joined this table. Now group it with what? Group it with what? Group by what? D dot state name. That means we want the sum of the order amount per state. Per state means what? Group by state name. Let me just see, guys. What is the query I have written? Very good. Sum of F dot order amount, comma, D dot state name. And if I want the customer name, I can take D dot customer name also. From order F left join. Left join, I have taken state D on F dot state ID to D dot state ID and joined customer ID on F dot customer ID goes to D dot customer ID group by D statement and customer name. So this is fine. This is a separate query, guys. I want to see our query. Our query is very simple. Okay, sum of the order amount for each state. So select sum of order amount, comma D dot state name from which table? Order F. You can use left outer join or you can directly use join. So here we have taken left outer join. Okay, if we left join state D on F dot state ID equals to D dot state ID and group by D dot state name. Any doubt, guys, in this query? Tell me, guys, yes or no? Any doubt?
Yes.
Yes. Any doubt, guys? No doubt? Fine.
So left join how?
Left join means what, you know? Left join, generally what will happen if we use equi-join, no? Wherever the data are matching, we'll get the data. Left join means what? The data which is present in left table and matching with the right table. So some people mostly, if you don't want to reduce the number of records and all, so we use the left join. Left join is nothing. I told in the SQL classes, left join means the data is present in the left table and matching record from the right table.
Correct.
That means everything from this left table will be coming and whichever is matching will come from where? From the right table. That is what is the left join. This is fine. Query number 1. Query number 2. Find the sale by country and state. By country and state. How can we write? Find the sale by country and state. Nikhil, can you try? Sale by country and state. Can you just tell me? Nikhil, can you try? Sale by country and state. Sale we will get from which table, guys? Nikhil, are you there?
Product.
No, sale. Nikhil, are you there or not?
State customer.
No. Okay, Rakesh, you tell. Sale I will get from which table? Fact table, order amount. What I have to do? Suppose I take this name as A. So A dot, what will write? Order underscore amount. Okay. Then for what is like a sale by country and state? That means I have to join this country table as well as the sale by country and state. So suppose sale by customer and state I do. Okay. Leave that country.
Why we
Sale by
write the A?
huh?
Why we write the A dot?
Because we will, if you have to join how many tables? Sale by customer and state, how many tables are involved? Sale will,
Alias.
first of all, tell me sale will come from which table? Order table. Now customer will come from which table? Tell me. Customer table.
Yeah.
Now state will come from which table?
State table.
So how many tables are there?
3.
3 tables. So will we use alias name or not?
Yes.
Suppose this table name I have given as A. This table name I have given as B. This table name I have given as C. See, these are basic questions. Guys, please remember, okay? Don't forget the basics, okay? So order amount, I am taking from order table A dot order amount. This is over. Now what we have to write, guys? Sale amount per state per customer. So what we have to do is, this we have got. Now we have to take the customer name. So what I have given, a customer name, what I will write? B dot what I will write, guys?
Customer.
Customer name. Per state means what, guys? Can you just tell me? C dot what will I write, guys?
State.
State underscore name. From which table, guys? Tell me the query. From which to which table? Order
From order.
A. Okay. Let us use left auto join. Left auto join. Then customer
Customer.
B. On what, guys? What is how these two tables can be joined? Which is the joining column? Can you just tell me what is the joining column? A dot what?
State.
State customer.
ID equals to what, guys? B dot what?
Customer.
Customer
ID.
ID. This is joined. Now what will happen? These two tables are joined. Now I have to join to which table?
State.
Huh?
State.
State. So now next is what, guys? Now we have to join to next table. That is nothing but your state table. Now in the state table, guys, I have written the query. See here. See, this is the customer and state. So what I have written is, see here. I have taken the state name customer and order. Then I have taken this left join. This is fine, guys. And then I have taken again the left join to the customer table. So I have written it clearly. See, what I want to tell you is, wait. This is fine, guys. These two tables are joined. Now what I want to tell, this is over. Now if I put left join, guys, I want to join it with what? Left auto join. I want to join it with the which table, guys? State table. So state, what is the table name? C. On.
C.
On. Now how we will join these two tables, guys? Tell me. What is the joining condition? A dot state underscore ID equals to what, guys? C dot what?
Customer ID.
ID.
State ID.
Now group by what, guys? Group by what? Customer name and state name. That's all is the query. Fine, guys. Next. Now this kind of queries are there, guys. Now let us just understand Snowflake schema. Now if I want to learn Snowflake schema, guys, you have to always remember there's one fact table again here also. There are multiple dimension table. Then what is the difference between a star schema and Snowflake schema? In Snowflake schema, these dimension tables again be further normalized. I told you dimension table has hierarchy. So this is a one in the star schema, Snowflake schema. How many fact tables are there? Always one. Dimension table is multiple. This is fine, but this dimension that is the dealer. Now this dealer table is normalized. Further normalized means what? Split it into smaller table like location, country, like that. If it can be further normalized, like this product is again divided into what? Variant. So that what happens, guys, is if the dimension table can be further normalized, that is called a Snowflake schema. Galaxy schema. Galaxy schema, what happened is, guys, there are multiple fact table and multiple dimension table. Okay, whenever there is a multiple fact table and multiple dimension table, we will use the Galaxy schema. There is a one fact table, and here in Galaxy schema there is more than one fact table. If there is more than one fact table, that becomes a Galaxy schema, guys. This fact table is joined to this three dimension table. This fact table is again joined to this dimension, and this dimension. So if there are multiple fact and multiple dimension table being joined, that is called as what, guys? Galaxy schema. It takes the uh, shape of a galaxy. That is why its name is a galaxy schema. This takes the shape of a snow, so it's called a snowflake schema. Here, the shape of the star schema is like a star, so it is called a star schema. So in star schema and snowflake schema, there is only one fact table, but in galaxy schema, there is more than one fact table, which are joined to multiple dimension table. There is something called as types of fact table. There is something called as additive fact. So additive fact is the fact where aggregate functions sum, max, mean are used. Semi-additive fact, there are fact where some fact can be used with aggregate function, not all the functions. Okay. Now, non-additive fact, guys, is like where no aggregate function can be used. This is a very high level definition of additive fact. When we can use aggregate function, when we can use some of the aggregate function, and non-additive functions, we cannot use any aggregate function. Let us understand in detail what is additive fact.
Sir,
And-
examples you tell, sir.
Yeah,
Get
I'll
it?
tell you. I'll tell.
Okay.
This is first I go with a very simple definition, then I go in depth. Now, let us understand. Additive fact is a fact table which can be summed with all the dimension tables. Okay, this is what is the definition of additive fact. Okay, wherever you go in your definition, no, Ralph Kimball or any big books, no, they are not able to understand and explain this. This is a very they will just write what additive fact means, fact where an aggregate function can be used. So additive fact definition is what, guys, know. Additive fact is a fact that can be summed with any dimension. So additive fact is a fact that can be summed with any dimension, and semi-additive fact is a fact that can be summed with few dimension. Non-additive fact is a fact that cannot be summed with any dimension. Non-additive fact, it cannot be summed with any. So let us just understand, guys. This is the overall definitions I have told you. You can just tell what is additive fact that can be summed with any dimension. Semi-additive fact that can be summed with few dimension. Non-additive fact cannot be summed with any dimension. Now, let us understand, guys. See, additive fact like sales, and these are the examples. Semi-additive fact like account balance. Non-additive fact like a ratio 3 is to 5. Now let us understand, guys, in a more detailed way so that you get a clarity. Okay. So now this is a sales table. So which is the fact table, guys, here? Everyone tell me which is the fact table? Sales. And which are the dimension table? Customer dimension. Salesperson is a dimension table. Then what is the dimension table?
Product.
Product. And then what is the dimension table?
Date.
Date. Now I told you additive fact is a fact table that can be summed with what, guys?
All
Any
dimensions.
of the dimension. Okay. So let us just see an additive fact. Okay. So suppose if I take an additive fact, guys, then what can be the example? Now see, non-additive fact, that's a separate thing. But semi-additive fact, that is again a separate thing. But additive fact is very easy, guys. Additive fact means what? The quantity shown. Okay. Now this quantity shown, this can be summed with any of the dimension table. So that is very easy. That is what? An additive fact. But when it comes to semi-additive fact, guys, when it will come to semi-additive fact, guys, then what will happen is quantity left. Now, quantity left can be summed with product dimension only. Quantity left, what will happen is this can be summed with only this product dimension. It cannot be summed to how many quantities are left. Okay, suppose there are 100 quantity. Now 100 quantity, what will happen is, suppose there are two quantities which are left. Now only two quantities which are left. So that is for related to which of the products which are left. Okay. So this can be summed with this product dimension. But this cannot be summed with what? Who was the salesperson? Are you able to understand? Yes, this is called as semi-additive fact. Semi-additive fact means it can be summed with few dimension but cannot be summed with other dimension, like salesperson. We don't have to do anything with the quantity left for the particular salesperson. It is based on that particular product which is left. Which are the product which are left? Suppose two quantities are left for this particular product for this particular date. Okay, but this quantity left cannot be used. What happened, guys, with this particular salesperson? It cannot be used with this particular customer. So what will happen is this quantity left will become again a semi-additive fact. Now non-additive fact, guys, is nothing but your ratios. Okay, per unit price. Okay, your GST values. Okay, your GST, you have seen GST in the tax and all. So they cannot be summed with any of the dimension because the ratio, suppose percentage is there, suppose 18% is the GST, or ratio 2:5. Those kind of values cannot be summed with any of the dimension. Then those kind of values becomes what, guys? Non-additive fact. In this table, suppose per unit price. So this per unit price. So now this is a non-additive fact. This cannot be summed up with any of the dimension table, ratio, or percentage, or per unit price. This cannot be summed with any of the dimension. That may become a non-additive fact. Semi-additive fact, like I told you, like your quantity left, this can be summed with this particular product and date. But for which particular salesperson, for which particular customer, we don't need to sum it. That is called as what, guys? Semi-additive fact, which can be summed with few dimension, cannot be summed with other dimension. But this quantity sold, now this is a additive fact. This can be for the particular customer, for the particular salesperson, product, or date. So if can be, even a fact can be summed with any of the dimension, that becomes a additive fact. There's a concept of factless fact table, guys. Sometimes they ask that what is a factless fact table. The factless fact table is suppose a fact table which does not have any measure. That means a fact table which does not have any numeric values and is only used for joining the dimension table. That is called as a factless fact table. So here we'll just read this. Okay, I have told you factless fact table is nothing, guys. Factless fact table is a fact table which does not have any measure. So a factless fact table captures that many-to-many relationship between the dimension but contains no numeric or textual fact. They are often used to record events or coverage information. Okay, so this is important. Why this is used? So it is used for the record events or coverage. Common example of factless fact table include identifying the product promotion event. So to determine the promoted product that didn't sell. Okay, tracking students attendance. This is a easy example. You can tell tracking students attendance or registration events. Tracking insurance related accidents events. So this is again a factless fact table because it's not having any numeric value. How many times this accident happened, how many students are coming, not coming. Identifying building facilities, equipment scheduled for a hospital or university. All these are nothing but your example of factless fact table. Factless fact tables are used for tracking purpose or collecting the status. They are called so because the fact table does not have any aggregate numeric information. There are two types of factless fact table. Those that describes event and those that describes the condition. It is again divided into two types, but is not asked anytime. But you should know one can tell the events and one can tell the conditions. So both may play important role in the dimensional modeling. So factless fact table for event. So suppose the first type of factless fact table is a table that record an event. Many event tracking tables in a dimensional data warehouse turns out to be factless. Sometimes there seems to be no fact associated with important business purpose. Event or activities occur that you wish to track, but you find no measurement. In situations like building a standard transaction, grain fact table contains no fact. So the above fact is used to capture the leave taken by an employee. Whenever an employee takes a leave, record is created in the dimension using the fact leave. We can answer many questions like number of leave taken, the type of leave of an employee, details of the employee who take the leave, factless fact table for condition. This is event, this is for the condition. The factless fact table are also used for model, condition, or other important relationships among dimension. In these cases, there are no clear transaction or event. It is used to support negative analysis report. For example, a store that did not sell a product for a given period. So this is again for a particular condition. So the example is what a store that did not sell a product for a particular given period. To produce such a report, you need to have a fact table to capture all possible combination. You can figure out what is missing. For example, fact promo gives the information about product which have promotions but did not sell. So the fact answers the below question to find out the product that have promotion, to find out the product that have promotion, that particular sell, the list of product have promotion but did not sell. This kind of factless fact table is used for tracking conditions, coverage, or eligibility. So this is called as coverage table also, guys, in your Ralph Kimball. So factless fact table is, that's all guys, is a fact table that does not have any measure. Now factless fact table, I told you, is used to get the particular event or a particular logic. Event means a person is coming, attendance kind of thing, a person how many times is coming, how many times is taking leave, or how many times an accident is happened. That is called as factless fact table, and it can be related to a particular event or it can be related to a particular condition. Event means that's what I told you, the employee is coming for a particular how many times he has taken the leave, how many times he what who is the employee who has taken the leave. And now for a particular condition, suppose a store that did not had a sale for a particular product for a particular duration of time. So that kind of tracking can be done using what? The particular factless fact table for condition. So this is all about factless fact table, guys. Sometimes they ask factless fact table. I told you there are types of fact table. One is the additive fact table, which can be summed up with any of the dimension tables. Semi-additive fact table like quantity left can be summed with product or date, but cannot be summed with customer and salesperson. Non-additive fact is suppose per unit price, the ratio or the GST that cannot be summed up with any of the dimension. Then I told you there's a star schema, snowflake schema, and galaxy schema. Star schema, one fact table, multiple dimension table. Snowflake schema, one fact table, multiple dimension table. Dimension table further normalized. Galaxy schema, multiple fact table, multiple dimension table. Then I told you the difference between fact and a dimension table. Fact table consists of numeric values and key columns which will be joined to the dimension table. I given you some examples how to join the fact and the dimension table and group it based on the condition. Then I told you the types of dimension tables, guys. There is something called as conformed dimension. In conformed dimension, what happened? A dimension table can be used in more than one fact table. That is called as what? Conformed dimension. Junk dimension, junk values we are putting in a particular dimension. That is called as junk dimension. Role playing dimension, a particular dimension which can act in a two ways or multiple roles they can play. That is called as role playing dimension. Degenerated dimension will not have any dimension in the actual dimension table and it will have in the fact table. Next I told you is that before this I told you the difference between fact and dimension table in details. I told you fact table will consist of fact and measure and it all consists the foreign key. Dimension table will consist of descriptive columns and it will consist the primary key. First dimension table is loaded. This is the parent table, this is the main, and then only the first the dimension table is loaded and then only the fact table is loaded. Next, guys, that's all for today, and we'll meet tomorrow.